Chapter 2 Microorganisms. Friend and foe. There are many kinds of living things in and around us. Some are large, some are small and other very tiny. We have seen several kinds of plants and animals. We know that there are other living organisms which are so small that they cannot be seen with naked eyes and can only be seen under a microscope. These are called microorganisms or microbes. Bacteria and viruses are microorganisms. They live almost everywhere in the water, air, soil and even inside other organisms. Microorganisms. Do you find tiny organisms moving around? These observations show that water and soil are full of tiny organisms, though not all of them fall into the category of microbes. These microorganisms or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. Some of these, such as the fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without the help of a microscope. That is why these are called microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into 4 major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa and some algae. Some of these common microorganisms are shown in viruses are the microorganisms which are different from other microorganisms. They reproduce only inside the host cells of the organisms. It may be plant, animal or bacterium. Many infections like cold, influenza, flu, and most cough are caused by viruses. Diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa, protozoans, whereas typhoid and tuberculosis, TB, are bacterial diseases. You have learnt about some of these microorganisms in classes 6 and 7. Where do microorganisms live? The single-celled microorganisms are known as bacteria, algae and protozoa. The multicellular microorganisms are known as fungi and algae. The multicellular microorganisms can survive in any type of environment ranging from ice-cold to hot desert. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Microorganisms and us microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Let us study about them in detail. Friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. They are also used in cleaning up of the environment. For example, the organic wastes, vegetable peels, remains of animals, feces, etc., are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Recall that bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines. In agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. Making of curd and bread. Microorganisms are used for various purposes such as preparation of curd, bread, cake, production of alcohol. Lactobacillus converts the milk into curd. It involves in the making of cheese and many food items. An important ingredient of rava, suji, idlis and bhaturas is curd. Can you guess why? Bacteria and yeast are also helpful for fermentation of rice idlis and dosa batter. Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. Fig. 2.6. This is the basis of the use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastries and cakes. Commercial use of microorganisms. The microorganisms. Yeast is used for the commercial production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. For the large-scale use of yeast, it is grown on natural sugars present in grains like wheat, barley, rice, crushed cheese, etc. This is the smell of alcohol as sugar has been converted into alcohol by yeast. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Medicinal use of microorganisms. Some microorganisms are used to making medicine. Whenever you become ill, the doctor gives you some antibiotic tables. capsules or injections such as penicillin. These medicines kill or stop the growth of the disease-causing microorganisms. Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. Streptomycin, tetracycline and erythromycin are some of the commonly known antibiotics which are made from fungi and bacteria. The antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. These days, antibiotics are mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry that check microbial infection in the animals. They are also used to control many plant diseases. Vaccine: when a disease-carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. So, if dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, the body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease-causing microbes forever. This is how a vaccine works. Several diseases, including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. In your childhood, you must have been given injections to protect yourself against several diseases. Can you prepare a list of these diseases? You may take help from your parents. It is essential to protect all children against these diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in the nearby hospitals. You might have seen the advertisement on TV and newspapers regarding protection of children against polio under the Pulse Polio program. Polio drops given to children are actually a vaccine. A worldwide campaign against smallpox has finally led to its eradication from most parts of the world. These days vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Increasing soil fertility: some bacteria are capable of transforming atmospheric nitrogen into fixed nitrogen. These bacteria increase the fertility of soil. Such type of bacteria are called nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Cleaning the environment: the microorganisms decompose dead organic wastes of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby cleans up the. Do you find any difference in the contents of the two pots? If so, what is the difference? You will find that plant waste in pot A has been decomposed. How did this happen? The plant waste has been converted into manure by the action of microbes. The nutrients released in the process can be used by the plants again. Did you notice that in pot B, the polythene bags, empty glasses, bottles and broken toy parts did not undergo any such change? The microbes could not act on them and convert them into manure. You often see large amounts of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. You find that they disappear after some time. This is because the microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. Harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause diseases in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease-causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Some microorganisms spoil food, clothing and leather. Let us study more about their harmful activities. Disease-causing microorganisms in humans. Some disease-causing pathogens are present in air, water and food. When we breathe, eat and drink, they can transmit it in our body and can also transmit it by direct contact with an infected person or carried by animal. These are microbial or communicable diseases. Examples of such diseases include cholera, common cold, chicken pox and tuberculosis. When a person suffering from common cold sneezes, fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. The virus may enter the body of a healthy person while breathing and cause infection. Insects and animals that carry disease-causing microbes and transfer them from one place to other are called carriers or vectors, such as house flies, mosquitoes. The flies sit on the garbage and animal excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. When these flies sit on uncovered food, they may transfer the pathogens. Whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to get sick. So, it is advisable to always keep food covered. Avoid consuming uncovered items of food. Another example of a carrier is the female Anopheles mosquito, which carries the parasite of malaria, Plasmodium. Female Aedes mosquito acts as carrier of dengue virus. How can we control the spread of malaria or dengue? Why does the teacher keep telling us not to let water collect anywhere in the neighborhood? All mosquitoes breed in water. Hence, one should not let water collect anywhere, in coolers, tiles, flower pot, etc. By keeping the surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding. Try to make a list of measures which help to avoid the spread of malaria. Some of the common diseases affecting humans, their mode of transmission and few general methods of prevention are shown in Table 2.1. Disease-causing microorganisms in animals. There are several microorganisms which cause the disease in animals, like anthrax, a dangerous disease caused by a bacterium, affects both human and cattle. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. Disease-causing microorganisms in plants. We know several microorganisms which cause diseases in plants like wheat, rice, sugarcane, potato, orange, apple and others. The diseases reduce the yield of crops. See Table 2.2 for some such plant diseases. They can be controlled by use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. Food poisoning. Food poisoning can be caused as a result of consumption of food spoiled of some microorganisms. Microorganisms that grow on our food produce toxic substances. These toxic substances make the food poisonous and can cause serious illness to living organisms. So, it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. Food preservation. Microorganisms may grow on our food items and spoil it. Spoiled food items emit bad smell, bad taste and changed color. How do we preserve cooked food at home? You know that bread left unused under moist conditions is attacked by fungus. Is spoiling of food a chemical reaction? Food preservation prevents the growth of microorganisms or other microorganisms, as well as slowing the oxidation of fats that cause rancidity. We know that mango pickle do not spoil for a long time because salt is used as a preservative. Let us study the common methods of preserving food in our homes. We have to save it from the attack of microorganisms. Chemical method to check the growth of microorganisms. Common chemicals like salt and edible oils are used. They act as a preservatives. We add salt to pickles, which prevents the attack of microbes. Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfite are common preservatives. These are also used in the jams and squashes to check their spoilage. Preservation by common salt to preserve meat and fish for ages. Common salt is used. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Preservation by sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content, which prevents the growth of bacteria. Therefore, jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar averts spoilage of pickles, as bacteria cannot live in such kind of environment. Vegetables, fruits, fish and meat are often preserved by this method. Heat and cold treatments. We know that why boiling of milk is important. Boiling kills many microorganisms. In the same way, when we keep our food in refrigerator, Low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. Do you know that why does the milk that comes in packets not spoil? Because the milk in the packets is pasteurized. In this process, the milk is heated at about 70 degrees Celsius to 30 seconds and then swiftly chilled and stored. This process prevents the growth of microbes. This process was conceptualized by Louis Pasteur. Therefore, it is known as pasteurization. Storage and packing. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Nitrogen fixation. We already know about Rhizobium bacteria. It is found in the soil that helps in fixing nitrogen in leguminous plants. Fig 2.9. It attaches to the roots of leguminous plant and produce nodules. These nodules fix atmospheric nitrogen and convert it into ammonia that can be used by the plant for its growth and development. This bacteria shows symbiotic relationship with the plant. You may wonder how. Let us understand this in the next section. Nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. It is most essential constituents of all living organisms as part of protein, nucleic acid, chlorophyll and vitamins. Earth's atmosphere contains 78% nitrogen gas. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken directly by animals and plants. Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into compounds of nitrogen. Once nitrogen is converted into these usable compounds, it can be utilized by plants from the soil through their root system. Nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds. Animals feeding on plants get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds. Figure 2.10. Some bacteria and fungi are present in the soil. They convert the nitrogenous wastes into nitrogenous compounds of dead plants and animals. These compounds are further used by the plants. Certain other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back into the atmosphere. As a result, the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere remains more or less constant.